Ball hit hard to center field, and it's caught. The Regina Red Sox are back in the throne and are your WCBL champions.
Welcome to episode 348 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. The Regina Red Sox are the 2025 Western Canadian Baseball League champions. They edged the Sylvan Lake Gulls 5-4 in the third and deciding game Saturday night, breaking the hearts of a packed house at Gulls Stadium in Sylvan Lake. We have post-game reaction from players, coaches, and management in a moment, but first, a brief recap of the series. And this one was a baseball lover's dream, as it had a little bit of everything from the start to the finish, with two teams who only saw each other twice during the regular season. The Red Sox beat the Gulls twice in Regina back in June, and a lot has happened since then, as the Red Sox saw several key players like Colton Anderson, Kai Langford, and Jackson Searing head back home, while the Gulls went on an incredible 26-9 run through their last 35 games, coming after that rough trip through Saskatchewan. Their journeys to the finals were fairly similar, though, as the Red Sox swept the Medicine Hat Mavericks and then upset the heavily favored Saskatoon Berries in 3 games. The Gulls, meantime, swept the Lethbridge Bulls before upsetting the Okotoks Dogs in 2 straight. In Game 1 in Regina, it was a nail-biter, with the veteran starting pitchers taking center stage. Both Josh Tucker and Xander Udi Sanger allowed just 2 runs each before their respective bullpens put up zeros, leading to extra innings. In the 11th, the Gulls executed a double steal with runners on the corners, and Michael Quick scored the winning run in a 3-2 Gulls victory. Sylvan Lake then came back home with a chance to win it all on home turf in Game 2 Friday, and they looked well on their way, leading 5-1 after 3 and 6-4 heading into the top of the 9th. However, the stubborn Red Sox bats came alive with 2 outs as they plated 6 runs to take a 10-6 lead, thanks to 2-run singles from Justin Simard and Raphael Jackson. The Gulls got one back in an eventful bottom of the 9th, even having the bases loaded before Vittorio Iacobucci settled in to strike out both Simon Baker and Kyle Lewis to end the threat and come away with a 10-7 victory. That set the stage for a winner-take-all Game 3 Saturday, with both teams getting short on arms. They needed big performances from their starters again, and that's exactly what they got. Matthew McKenzie and Chris Spry did what they needed to do, going 6 and 4 innings respectively. The Gulls fell behind 3-0 after 3, then scored 3 in their half of the 5th to tie it up. They then got the lead on a crazy play where pitcher Aiden Page fielded a squib liner that the ump called a catch, even though it looked like he dropped it. Even Page thought he didn't catch it, so he threw to third base to get a force out, but threw the ball away. So Aiden Macris came in to score from second, but it didn't look like he tagged up on the catch, leading to a lengthy appeal from the Red Sox and discussions by the umpires before they ruled the run had scored. Lots of emotions running rampant in the next inning as Leroy Tavares took to the mound, who allowed a single to Simard, a walk to Justin Tucker, a wild pitch to advance both, then Jackson hit a 2-run single. It got dicey again when Tavares walked Zaid Brannigan, and the two started jawing at each other. Then Jackson chimed in with a few words. It looked like some warnings were issued to both sides. Tavares threw 2 more balls before being lifted for Garrett Lundmark, who struck out the side to end the threat. He and Page finished out the game on the mound, throwing consecutive scoreless innings, but not before some more drama in the bottom of the 9th. After Anthony Gilbert struck out, Quick hit a grounder to short that he somehow hustled and slid to the base to beat out the throw. Trip Ray popped out to first and Bryce Turner walked. With the winning run on second, Simon Baker stepped up to the plate. On the first pitch he saw, the Cochrane native hit a rocket into the outfield that Ian Montz was able to track down, ending the threat and setting off both the visitor celebration and the hometown heartbreak. Final score, Regina 5, Sylvan Lake 4. It put the exclamation point on quite the run for the Red Sox, who went 5-0 on the road during the playoffs. It was also an emotional win for the team, who lost pitcher Jesse Lubinecki just before the season as he passed away in a car crash on his way back home from college. It also ended a 13-year championship drought for the Red Sox, who went back-to-back in 2011-2012. They're also the first East Division champion since the 2017 Swift Current 57s. It was also a big win for the Red Sox on the business side of things, as they had announced mid-season that they were being purchased by Queen City Sports and Entertainment, who will also be putting more into the marketing and promotion side of the team, as well as the ongoing discussions around a new ballpark in Regina. so a lot was on the minds of those celebrating. On the other side, heartbreak is probably the only word that can be described in talking about the Sylvan Lake Gulls. They overcame a lot during the season and seemed poised to take the championship at home, if not for that ninth inning in Game 2 and then that seesaw battle in Game 3. There were a lot of tears around the ballpark, and while it's going to hurt for a while, they deserve to hold their heads up high for a great season and an outstanding championship series. After the game, I once again took on the role of on-field reporter for both the broadcast and the in-stadium to chat with players, coaches, and management after the Harry Hallis Trophy was presented. Here on the podcast, we'll go in the same order we went in for those festivities, starting with playoff MVP Brady Bye. The Regina product and friend of the show had 10 RBI to lead the league, also hitting .333 with hits in every playoff game. The Point University junior also played great defense behind the plate.
Brady Bye, playoff MVP. How does that sound first and foremost?
It means the absolute world to me.
Talk a little bit about now. The next thing is Brady Bye, WCBL champion 2025. When we talked pre-playoffs, you're like, that's what I want. How does it sound now?
Man, it sounds awesome. I'm so happy for all my teammates. We've been working really hard, and every single person on this field earned this today.
What was it about this team in your eyes that kind of set it above the rest?
I think we had a lot of grit. We could have shut down early in the year. We could have shut down whenever, but we stayed gritty throughout the whole time, and I think grit gave us the upper hand in playoffs.
Was there a turning point in your eyes where this team started to believe in themselves?
I think the last 7 games of the year, we started to really figure things out, and then we showed up, and we had a really good first series against Mad Hat, and from there, we just kept rolling with that momentum.
Talk about the roller coaster of this series, man. It had to have been something else living it right here at Gull Stadium, especially games 2 and 3.
Yeah, that was nerve-wracking as heck. That's a great team over there. I got a lot of respect for those guys. So it was a lot of nerves going throughout the whole series. It was awesome.
A lot of people may not know this. You're a hometown kid, Regina. What's that mean to you to be able to take it back home?
Man, I remember them winning the champ when I was a little kid, so it really means everything to me to be able to do this with some of my best friends in the world.
Then we went to Red Sox Governor Al Simpson, who was impressed with his team's resiliency through the entire season, but particularly when it mattered most, the playoffs.
Now, when we talked during the All-Star game, you mentioned the fact that, hey, it'd be kind of nice to do this. Now you've done it. How does it feel now that you can see the boys raising that trophy over their heads?
It was exhilarating to watch them do this. I do want to say that it would have been nice to win it at home, but there couldn't have been a better place to win it than with a classy organization like the Sylvan Gulls. So my hat's off to that organization. They are very, very classy and proud that they're in the league.
What was the turning point in your eyes for this team? Because you were about a 500 team during the regular season. Was there a moment where you saw something different in this team?
I think maybe the first game against the Mavericks where the guys seemed to just become a little bit more focused. But we lost a lot of good players throughout the year, so it was tough to build chemistry. And I think it took a little time for us to get that to all come together. And these guys were committed to playing ball. So I would say the first game with the Mavericks seemed to really turn things around for us.
How cool was it being in your home park for Game 1 and being as packed as that place was? I know you wanted the win there, but that had to have been something special.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we had probably 2,000 people in the park, and then we've got a little bit of a hill out there in right field. We probably had 200 people on chairs and blankets out there. So congratulations to all of our fans who were great supporters of this club. Hats off to them, and they deserve this just as much as the team does.
Speaking of the community, final question for you. What's this going to mean to that community to bring the championship home for the first time in 13 years, if my math's correct?
There's a growing affinity for the Regina Red Sox in the city of Regina, and I think these fellows here have made the city proud. I'm proud of them, and I'm sure the entire city will be very proud of them.
Head coach Ryan Pathakos was up next, who finally got the chance to taste victory after more than 2 decades in the league. It was a big night for him as he was part of the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame's class of 2025, whose induction was also being held that same evening.
Ryan Pathakos, when we talked yesterday, you said, we just got to steady the ship. We got to rinse, lather, repeat. Did the boys do what you thought they would do?
Yeah, they were ready all day. They were locked in and ready to go. These guys never quit. As you saw, we came back and scored those 2 runs to jump out ahead again. So, and AP was fabulous. Our whole team played with big heart, desire, character. We love these guys, and I'm almost speechless. It's unbelievable what we went through this year.
Talk about that transition, because you guys have had a little bit of roster turnover. You had to bring in some guys late. It was like, okay, what is this team going to bring? How did they all come together as quickly as they did?
Well, we have a great culture in the room, and the pieces that we added fit right in perfectly. And they bought into what we were doing and the culture, and it just was seamless. And the last month of the season, we were just pretty much unstoppable.
What can you say about your pitching staff? You go up against Medicine Hat. They've had a good offense. Everybody knows what Saskatoon did, and Sylvan did what they did in the last half of the season. What can you say about that pitching staff?
Our pitching staff's outstanding, and generally they're an older staff, a lot of senior pitchers, which I think really showed. Even tonight with Aiden's a senior, they're unflappable as opposed to a younger player. So I think on our pitching staff, our seniors and the whole staff played and pitched very well. And they're older guys, so they went through a lot of wars.
Final question for you, Rye. What's it mean to you to be a WCBL champion?
Well, this is my 25th year in the league and my first championship, so it means a lot.
If it wasn't for Bai, the playoff MVP might have been a few others, including Aiden Page. He was lights out coming out of the bullpen for multiple innings, including the final game. The Southwestern Oklahoma University senior's final stats line reads a 2-1 record with an ERA of just .46 in 5 appearances, striking out 21 in 19-plus innings of work. How does it feel to be a WCBL champion?
It's unreal. I just can't believe it. I mean, it's the best feeling I've had in a long time.
What's the attitude or what's the vibe in the dugout as those innings are going on? And you're up 3-0. You kind of got the crowd out of it, and then they storm back. The crowd's back in it. What's it like? What are you guys saying in the dugout to keep your everything up?
Just keep your head down and keep pushing, keep putting pressure on them.
What was it about this pitching staff that made it all come together right at the right time?
Just staying on us, doing what you can control, and don't let the emotions get the best of you.
Who are you thinking about right now?
Just my parents, really. My team, I love them guys. I mean, I don't know, just a lot of mixed emotions.
Another guy in that MVP conversation was shortstop and Golden West Community College product Matthew Fox, who went .405 with a homer, 3 RBI, and 5 stolen bases in 8 games, coming up with big hits and big moments while holding down the fort defensively. First off, how does it feel now that the series is over? You can go, because that was one roller coaster ride after another.
Yeah, it's awesome. Finally able to breathe. I mean, every game went down to the last pitch. It was a great team. It was an awesome series.
What was it about this team in your eyes? You're a veteran of this crew. You went through some things last year to come back and be able to maybe button up some things that you wanted to last year, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the struggles that we went through the first half of the season towards the end really shaped us up, strengthened us for the rest of the postseason.
Talk about the vibes in that dugout and how everybody this seems like a really tight crew considering the fact that there's been some turnover.
Yeah, 100%. The energy's awesome. Every pitch, every time a guy's hitting, every time a guy on our team comes out of the pen, it's awesome.
Final question for you: what's it mean to you to be a WCBL champion?
This is awesome.
In our last on-field interview was another MVP candidate in Raphael Jackson. The Point University outfielder hit .318 with a homer, 5 RBI, and 5 stolen bases. He also had hits in every single playoff game, including a 4-for-6 night in that wild Game 2. First off, talk about the series. What was it like being in that dugout and going through the roller coaster ride of emotions?
Man, we've been losing at home a lot, and we've been laying down on the front. So we say once we get on the road, we just got to stay on us, stay with ourselves, and let's get the job done.
What was it about the road for you guys? Because you guys were undefeated away from the friendly confines. What was it that made you guys go, we got this regardless of where we're playing?
We have a saying, we come in your trap and take over your trap. We just keep saying that. Ready ourselves.
They heard you. Talk about the roller coaster ride of this season, because it wasn't like you guys were running away with the division. You go into the unfriendly confines of Medhat. You go into the unfriendly confines of Saskatoon. What was that like going through the roller coaster ride of every series?
So in entire season, we had guys coming and leaving. We just had to depend on a core group. once we finalized that core group, we needed to stay on ourselves, get to know each other, and just bond some more. We went through a little rough patch when we had everybody, and from there we feel like we are just gelling good going into the playoff.
Fantastic stuff. Final question for you. What's it mean to be a WCBL champion?
I have no words right now. Just champs.
Now, before Ian and I left Gull Stadium for home, we ran into another friend of the show. Regina native and WCBL season preview extravaganza guest Xander Udi Sanger at the Harry Hallis Trophy in a bear hug on the concourse with a giant smile on his face. The Okanagan College product was outstanding in his Game 1 start, and we thought it would be great to chat with him to put the bookend on the Red Sox season.
Xander, when we talked at the beginning of the season, could you have ever imagined that you'd be standing here hugging this trophy for dear life?
Absolutely. I had full-fledged faith in this group all the way through, thick and thin. We've been through so much this year, and from the very get-go, we knew we had something special with this group.
What was it about this group that stood out to you? Like, this is a group that, like you said, there's been some changeover. There's been some things that have happened, right? Like, it wasn't the smooth sailing you had last year. So what really put this team apart in your eyes?
Honestly, nothing really. We just kept doing our thing, just going out, having fun, playing for each other each game. That's the biggest thing we found to our success, is just playing for each other, and that's what we did.
It's amazing what I noticed, especially during this playoff run, is there was never a quit. There was never a moment where it felt like you guys were just going to keep chipping away no matter what. Was that the vibe in the dugout series after series when you're technically the underdogs throughout?
We never thought of ourselves as an underdog. We just kept pushing through as each day came as about. We just didn't want to stick throughout not a routine. We just want to stick with our routine and just keep playing how we play Red Sox baseball all the way.
What's the emotion like during a series like this? Because I can't imagine the ebbs and flows and just the highs and lows that you went through and what had to have been a roller coaster. It was a roller coaster from a fan's perspective. What's it like as a player?
Oh, it's just a good experience all the way around. We try to enjoy every moment, just try to stick together and stick with the vision. And we try not to let anything get to us. We just try to do ourselves and stay with us.
You said it as we kind of passed each other. Been waiting 4 years for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's that like? Like, what's the sense of relief in your brain right now?
Everything's out. Just so happy right now to experience it with these guys and be with these guys.
What's it mean to you to do it for the hometown crew too?
Oh, it means so much. I know the city loved this trophy and they missed this trophy. I'm glad to bring it back to this city.
What's it mean to you to be a WCBL champion?
It means so much. Words can't describe. I love it.
Who are you thinking of right now?
Jesse Lubinicki, the guy that's supposed to be here and he's watching over us as we played.
Fantastic way to end it. Well, congratulations again, Xander, 2025 WCBL champion.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That's going to do it for this edition of the podcast. And again, congratulations to the Regina Red Sox on capturing the WCBL championship. A massive tip of the cap as well to the Sylvan Lake Gulls on an outstanding run and also on being the consummate hosts for the final two games. Despite the outcome, they handled the festivities with absolute class and deserve a standing ovation for their efforts. We'll be back on Thursday with another edition of the show to focus on some of the other happenings around the baseball world, including Canada Summer Games, national championships being held at different levels, and much more. While the baseball season is starting to wind down now, we are still planning plenty of new stories and weekly podcast guests through the end of the year, so stay tuned for all of it. Before we go, a tip of the cap to our Platinum supporters, the Okotoks Dogs, Under the Lights Sports and Entertainment, and the Western Canadian Baseball League for their generosity to help us tell the game stories in our province. For more on our amazing teammates, head to albertadugoutstories.com/supporters. And if you'd like to join our roster of sponsors in Alberta or Saskatchewan, drop me a line directly by emailing joe@albertadugoutstories.com. Until next time, thank you for all of your support online, on social, and on air of Alberta Dugout Stories.